Hello everyone, it's Features 830 back in with some what's on deck. And let me tell you, there's not a lot on deck this week, at least outside of Kickstarter. But let's start with Kickstarter and then we'll progress. First of all, new projects on Kickstarter. There's again a lot of vomit, basically. Not a lot of great stuff. There's some that are okay. Let's look at them. First of all, we got What's Up by GGM Board Games. It's more of a drinking game, but it is a deck of cards. It is 1% funded, 29 days to go. It's the newest project, so it must have just launched. I don't see it getting beyond 10% funded. I just don't see it happening. These drinking games, they really usually don't do very well on Kickstarter. Nobody who watches this channel is probably going to buy this, or pledge, or back it, I should say. Basically, it got playing card indexes, as you can see, but no other playing card related things on the faces. It's going to be plastic, PVC, 100%. Smooth and matte face, matte box. You think it's plastic, it's obviously going to be smooth. Waterproof, washable, flexible. The back design simply says, What's up? Horrible, in my opinion. It's as a deck of cards. As a game, it might be okay. I just don't see a whole lot of people being interested in it, but I thought I would show it to you anyway. Plus, I also like going, What's up? Anyways, moving on. We got 1001 Nights, Magic from the Golden Age by Art Playing Cards, who previously did the Leonardo Playing Cards, which I'm still waiting on, obviously tied up somewhere. By the way, just an update on Canada Post. Strike ended, sort of. What was it, a week ago, something like that. They were legislated by the government back to work because they are government employees. Canada Post is government owned. I think it's the same in the U.S. and most other countries that have a postal service. And they legislated them back to work. They forced them back to work without dealing with contract stuff. The contract is still unresolved. Unfortunately, there's a backlog as a result of the strikes. There were rotating strikes. They were striking in one city, and then another city, and then another city. They're just going back and forth when they did that. So there was some delays, but not too many. However, since the strike was, since they were forced back to work and the strike ended, other unionized people have taken to picketing in their place and have been illegally blocking mail flow, and this has caused more delays than we had while the strike was actually ongoing. And it's not cool, it's illegal, it's not fair, and it's not just a problem for people like me who are waiting for packages from online orders and people who are waiting for, Amazon stuff or whatever for Christmas, but there are people being affected who are waiting for government checks, perhaps. There are people being affected who are maybe waiting for bills, who don't have electronic means for bills or whatever. There are people who are being affected who are perhaps waiting for medications, as I've seen in some cases. And other stuff that people need to get via the mail, small businesses, all of them being affected by this. It's ridiculous. It's unacceptable. I personally think these people who are blocking the mail, illegally, should be all arrested, and they should get security and get them out of there. But we'll see what happens. I think they've been trying to deal with that. Moving on with Kickstarter, though. 1001 Nights by Art Playing Cards, 30% funded, 31 days to go. I just wanted to tell you what the state of that is. As a result, not too many unboxings for this week. There's some, as you have seen by the time this video is out, but not. I do have stuff that's still waiting. There's one package that I have that's been delayed for like a dozen days now. It's ridiculous. Anyway, 2 decks here. A day deck with the sun, a night deck with the moon. Not bad. Art Playing Cards, like I said, has done the Leonardo Playing Cards. And they're also related to another girl who's a daughter of this creator, who's done some other decks, Glitz Playing Cards. They're not bad. It's about the Arabian Nights story, I guess, and the never-ending bond between the Teller of Tales and the listener. Wasn't Arabian Nights an erotic movie? Pretty erotic anyway, that's one I can recall. Interesting artwork. I'm not really digging the Ace of Hearts. The artwork isn't bad. The back designs are fine. Definitely not my favorite deck, but it's not bad. Kind of weird pips, not really my cup of tea. Overall, though, it's an interesting deck. That Arabian theme. If you like it, make sure you check it out. It's HOPC printed, so it's going to be good quality. Really, just to call it 1000 Nights and 1000 Days because it's a day and sun deck and a moon deck, I guess is what it is. But it's not bad. Moving on. The Undeath Plane cards by Dylan Prescott. It's going to be USPC printed. I think that's his first one. 42% funded, 28 days to go. Undeath sounds like a weird name, just because I've never heard anyone say undeath. Undead, yes, but undeath? Okay. It's a weird deck from what I've seen, because half of the deck is a living, it's angels. The other half is the dead. So basically, you flip the court cards on. So here you got the King of Clubs one way, flip it around the other way, you get the skeleton guy. And then the pips are different on the indexes. It's a little bit strange. You might as well just change the font as well while he was at it. And then you see the King of Clubs in its entirety. Two different images, two different indexes essentially. Not really digging that two different index thing. Just kind of strange. The artwork isn't bad. Save for a bit of a lack of color. And then the back design, I'm just not digging it at all. And the tuck case has gold coloring, which just comes out of nowhere because there's no gold coloring whatsoever on the whole deck. Yes, it says here that this deck case would stand out any collection. Yes, I'm sure it would. But it doesn't even tell you the name of it. It doesn't seem to be related to what's... Well, it's somewhat related to what's on the cards, but I don't know. I'm just not really feeling this one overall. But if you like it, go check it out. Then we got the Cardistry Point cards by JD14. How many people are going to come out with Cardistry Point cards? How many different creators are going to come out with that generic name for a deck of cards? I mean, Bokubo's done a couple of different ones, and there's been TCC's done some, I'm sure. I've lost count, really. It's by JD14. It's 15% funded, 19 days to go. Right off the top, right off the bat, I'm going to say way too much writing. People always complaining about how much writing there is on the deck of cards. This is actually a one-way deck because it says, enjoy your cardistry along the middle for some unknown reason. And then it's just cardistry, and there's all sorts of cardistry names, spreads, giant fans, all sorts of terms in there. It really seems unnecessary to have all the writing. But color scheme isn't bad. The tuck is, again, very typographic. I guess that's what the theme of the deck is. The Ace of Spades, kind of a pip made up of words. Yeah. But then the jokers just say cardistry on them. The number cards aren't bad. Fairly standard. They do have the little border detail. They actually have a border on the border of the cards on the faces. It's kind of unnecessary. Especially when, and I don't know if this is how it's going to look, but it looks like there's a border. Okay, no, it's not how it's going to look. They have this unnecessary white border on these images. It really throws you off. But then you look at the image here, you can see the gold details do go right to the ends. And the index is at the ends. That's how it's going to be. I don't know why they did this. It just seems unnecessary. And then the court cards there are standard. For some reason, they've decided to put masks on the faces of the queens, sunglasses on the kings, as well as other little details. Absolutely unnecessary. If you're not going to customize the court cards, then don't do stupid stuff like that. Because to me, that's what it is. It's stupid. The kings should not have sunglasses. The queens should not have masks on their faces. It just seems kind of dumb. I mean, if you're going to customize the court cards and go the whole way, if you don't want to do the effort, then don't do anything like that. That just seems dumb, in my opinion. Will I get this one? Maybe one day if it becomes, wow. They're having a contest. Which shouldn't even be on here, quite frankly. Because that's against Kickstarter rules. Just saying. Who's producing this one? I see zero information on who is producing this one. If I had to guess, what the heck is this? Playing cards for cardistry, Fennis. What the heck is Fennis? I'm sure it's supposed to be fans, but they misspelled it. I never bothered to fix it. It doesn't say who's printing it. I would have to guess it's going to be WJPC, but it doesn't seem to say that anywhere, which is an issue. Moving on, you got Oriental Memory playing cards from Stone. That's my reaction. It is funded, well funded, 20 days to go. It's actually via Bookable. What I will say is, why? There was another Oriental deck that was on Kickstarter. It might still be on there, and we'll get to that. That was a reprint. Well, it's a new color of the original Oriental playing cards, and it's much better. This one, I don't even know why it's called Oriental playing cards, really. Oriental Memory. It appears to have two different tuck variations. Or actually, no, this is, you've seen the tuck cases, you've seen the back design. Gilded versions. Stone is a designer from China. This is through Bookable, if I recall correctly, which is why they have so much funding. A white classic and black classic edition decks. Where you see the tuck cases. Not bad. At least they're not weird tuck cases. Nice looking lady. Why not? And there you see the cards of gilding, gold, and red. They don't even, it looks like there's an issue with that gilding as well, which doesn't really sell it for me. If you're going to sell gilding, make sure it looks good. That just looks blotchy, I guess. Obviously nice tuck cases. They're really sewing off the tuck cases. Why don't you sew off the cards? Let's look at the cards. What the hell? 3 million pictures of tuck cases. Finally, we got an image of the cards. The back design is okay, aside from it saying Oriental for some reason. The Ace of Spades isn't bad. It is through Bookable. So why list this as being through Stone if it's from Bookable? Red and gold cruise foil on the cards apparently. First ever deck using ripple text or paper quality. Whatever that means. Paper from Germany. As I saw in comments from, alright, we'll get to the cards right now. As somebody mentioned in the comments from United Cardists, yes, there is inspiration from the Bicycle Gentleman playing cards, which is designed by a friend of theirs apparently. And featuring elements from Chinese culture from the Tang Dynasty. So they've basically taking the faces of the Bicycle Gentleman deck, which was done by Gambler's Warehouse, playingcards.net, and they've modified them. Quite frankly, this does not look Chinese. This looks like a graduation ceremony. They're okay. I don't really feel the Oriental theme in them, but they're not bad faces. One thing I will say is you see this little border detail on the top and bottom of the Ace of Spades. I don't really see that reflected on any of the other cards, which seems like a missed opportunity. They're showing us to add cards for some unnecessary reason. They're not really showing us number cards, though, which is unfortunate. I would like to see them. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed by this. A lack of showing us the faces, aside from some of the court cards in the Ace of Spades. Not showing us the number cards. There's a limited edition collector set, because why not? Being printed by HOPC, so that's good. Yeah, it's interesting. Not sure how I feel about them. Moving on. U.S. military pinups, Global War on Terrorism playing card by U.S. Milpin. 100% funded. It's funded. 26 days to go. This is a relaunch, as far as I can tell, from a previous deck. It's the same company. They do have a stretch goal at $15,000 for a new deck, a Vietnam era version, Pinup Girls. And they're at $5,000 right now. They're funded. Come on, don't do this to me. It's taking so long to load up. Yeah, it's just a relaunch of a deck we looked at previously. $13 for one deck. US isn't horrible for a price. They've got a bunch of videos showing the cards. Why not just do one frickin' video? What is this? Why do they need so many videos? And it's just causing problems. The artwork is okay. Font design isn't bad. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Still not a huge fan of it. Still not sure. Oh, it's being printed by MPC apparently. That's interesting. At least I mentioned it this time. I don't think they did last time. And that is it for new decks of cards this week. A relaunch, some some, I mean, just some good, some bad, some not so good. Moving on, Invasion playing cards by Rattle Shuttle is 65% funded, 33 days to go. It looks like it's going to fund. It's got plenty of time to get there. Werewolf playing cards by Four Hogs Looty Booster is 45% funded, 12 days to go. Don't think it's going to fund. Geometric Abstraction playing cards by Perpetual Arts and Design Company, 36% funded, 21 days to go. I don't think it's going to fund. It may make it. I do think this is a major step down from the previous deck, which was the Moon Phases playing cards. That was really nice. Still waiting for that one though, which might be also a turnoff. Creator is launching a project before the other one is funded. Not a fan of that. I'm actually curious about something, so let's check that out. It's supposed to come in February. I don't recall where they're at with this one. Last update was just a few days ago. It had proofs. And they're in the process of production, I guess. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that. A new creator. They've done one project. I did post something, as you can see, that it seems like a major step backwards. No response from them, or anyone else for that matter. Not one response. But that's my opinion. Moving on. And like I said, my opinion, my recommendation to them would be wait until you've actually produced and fulfilled your first project before launching another one. Because people may not trust you yet. Royal Heroes playing cards by Mystic World is 18% funded, 51 days to go. I don't think it's going to happen. Starry Sky 2 by X Zone is 95% funded, 4 days to go. I think it will happen, it's just a matter of time. Bicycle Stained Glass Leviathan for collectible playing cards is funded, 19 days to go. Looks very nice. I like the color scheme. I look forward to checking that one out in the future. Crazy Kings by Lee Lucas is 46% funded, 14 days to go. I'm not sure it's going to happen. Decks of Lore Elven playing cards by Decks of Lore is 50% funded, 24 days to go. Don't think it's going to happen. Kingdom playing cards by Marcos Bessa, 39% funded, 28 days to go. I just don't think it's going to happen. Military Pinup playing cards by Magic8 funded, 15 days to go. Oh, good. Another pinup deck. Hidden King Luxury Editions by Bomb Magic is funded, 15 days to go. Yes, I am a backer. Ring playing cards by Galaxy Designs, 41% funded, 51 ounce euro. It is not going to happen, barring a miracle. I think it's a poor imitation of the Moon Phases playing cards, in my opinion, and should not be done. Put more effort into it. It's horrible. Dental playing cards, no offense to the creators, but it is. Dental playing cards by Bokobo is funded, 13 days to go. Lateria playing cards by Lateria playing cards by D-Nigma is 44% funded, 13 days to go. I'm not sure what's going to happen, which is unfortunate. It's a very nice deck of cards. I do recommend checking it out. Genesis playing cards by Genesis playing cards is 5% funded, 28 days to go. If you have a deck of cards that's named after your account, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Fractured playing cards by Saxton Cards is 23% funded, 12 days to go. I don't see it happening. A lot of failed projects here. Here's another recommendation. If you're thinking of launching a deck of cards, wait until the new year because it's Christmas time. A lot of people have money tied up in other projects or in Christmas gifts. It's not a good time to launch a deck of cards. Case in point. Paisley playing cards by Diamond playing cards is funded, 70 hours to go. Did I skip Fracture playing cards? Fracture playing cards by Reborn Magicians, 35% funded, 40 days to go. I don't think it's going to happen, but lots of time. Speaking of Oriental playing cards, this is the one I would recommend you getting as opposed to the other one. The Black Edition by Wiffle Shuffle is funded, 7 days to go. Stardust, never mind. We'll skip that one. World Card Series by WorldCardSeries.com is funded, 12 hours to go. Yay. Not a fan at all. Especially at wanting to sell you 7 decks. Pretty pricey and very The Stardust one, by the way, I skipped because I don't recall looking at it before. It's just a tarot deck. Not that interested in it. Smoked Out. It's being smoked out by Tristan. 9% funded, 67 hours to go. Not going to happen. Thank goodness. It's horrible. If you're going to do a deck of cards, please put some effort into it. That is just a standard NPC phases with a horrible one-way back design. It's not going to happen. And that is it for Kickstarter. A couple of things to mention. Illusionist, by the way, is selling the Kingslayer's decks here, 25 bucks. I could get it to the back design, but not at that price point. And by the way, it's 25 bucks, but if I recall correctly, you have to buy a flask in order to be able to buy this. Right. You have to buy, it's $25. I think it's $25 for a deck, but if you buy their unnecessary flask, you can get it for $7. Wow. Illusionist. They like to force you to buy stuff in order to save money, supposedly. They like to force you to buy stuff, period. Right now, they've just also released via an email the Green Knights deck. They did the same thing with the Black Slayer deck. And they might have done that with another deck as well. Stop forcing people to pay shipping multiple times for different decks. Just release all the frickin' decks at the same time. Let people buy what they want. Stop forcing people to pick and choose stuff or to buy stuff they don't want just to get what they do want. Like forcing them to buy a brick of decks when we don't want most of them, just to get a few that we do want. Moving on to Default to Magic, because why not? Let's get over there. First of all, I want to point out there's a new Kopeg 310 Gaff deck, a second edition, this is an actual Gaff deck, which I don't think that we got this one yet. I've gotten this one yet. I could be wrong. I don't think that I did, but I'm looking forward to this one. Also, they have a new Fournier deck. I think it's new. I don't know. It's apparently new, according to them. And they got some new stuff coming up. First of all, oh god, more NOCs. The Nocturne playing cards, because why not? Which, yeah, it's a Moon-inspired deck. It's by Default to Magic because Alex Pandrea just loves pimping out his lame deck design because he's run out of ideas. There's 4 special cards though. 2 Moon Eclipse Jokers. One has a prediction, Telvacker, and a blank face. Yes, I'll probably get this one eventually. Features the intense colors of night. Yay. And there's this one, the Pythagoras Point Guards, which I don't plan on getting. I do recall seeing this one on Kickstarter. It's a pretty generic, geometric shape themed deck with fairly static cards. I may get it, I may not. Who knows? And then for Murphy's, very quickly, a couple of new things. They're finally putting out the Bicycle Exposed Star playing cards, which I will get. We've looked at that on Kickstarter before. Mono X, which I was not interested in, I'm still not interested in. Watermelon playing cards, which again, I don't really have any interest in. Kelly Gang, which is also from Kickstarter, which I also really don't have any interest in. Antagon playing cards, again, also from Kickstarter, which I also had no interest in. And then they got the new Kopek Neo series playing cards. You tune in, you connect, and the Candy Maze, which I will get. I don't know actually if they've sent them to me or not. I know at least one other reviewer that did get them is actually local as well. But I have not seen anything. I do hope to see them, but either way, I've ordered them. They're not bad. They're fairly standard faces, just like the previous Kopek Neo decks. Just fun little back designs. It's like their own little bicycle branded line of decks. And I will, eventually probably get this Nocturne and that other deck as well, the Kopek Gas Deck, number 2. That is that for this week, I do believe. Not a whole lot going on because everyone released decks already for Black Friday. Believe, well, I should have my Bling decks by this time. You will know from the unboxing video. It's supposed to come today. They've been delayed for like 4 days for some reason. Again, Canada Post delays. That is that. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Oh, one thing I should mention is all these decks that I've gotten from that big Murphy's Magic unboxing video from that week onward, plus anything I've gotten this week, anything I'll get next week. I don't expect a review until the new year. I will be going to visit my sister for Christmas, out of town, a little trip. So I won't be able to do any recording during Christmas week. I don't know what I'm going to do for what's on deck for that week. Probably nothing, unfortunately. Take a little break. I will try to get videos public for that week for reviews. I will try to get some more reviews recorded, this week, and we'll see what happens. But that is that. Comment, rate, subscribe. We'll see you next time for more. Thanks for watching. Hi, people. Jesus A. back again. But for an update, there's a few things to talk about since I recorded the video on Friday before I get this up. A couple new decks on Kickstarter that I'm going to look at. First, we got Zero the Air playing cards from Ravenswood Academy, which I completely butchered, aka Alexander Petty. 76% fund at 20 enders to go. It's only like $1,000 goal. I think it's going to fund. That concerns me a little bit, that goal. First project, $1,200 goal. $1,600, just about $600 Canadian. Aha! It's an interesting bat design. Fair bit of white space, but could be interesting. Oh, it's Zero de Air, which is water, playing cards. They added an X in the title for some unknown reason. That's why I was a bit confused by that. It's actually not bad. The writing might be a little bit unnecessary. It's nice in pads and spreads. I think I actually saw this on Instagram from them. And actually they got the same pattern on the faces, which looks really nice. My one complaint would be that all the faces have the same color. Why are the hearts and diamonds not? Well, actually, it's not the same color. Hearts and diamonds are in the bluest color, spades and clubs are in black. It's very similar, but there is a difference. Literally, it means water game, the title. Jokers is a old joke, apparently. It's pretty nice, interesting, different, based on this cover from this book. They haven't specified who's printing. It says that will depend on how many decks are ordered. If it's a small order of 100 decks, it'll be a certain printer. If it's like 1,000 decks, it'll be a different printer. It will be embossed. It will be air pockets. And it'll be the same as the ones in the pictures, which casino quality cardstock, sourced from France with air pockets, they call them. It looks not bad. I'm still a bit concerned about the lack of mentioning who is producing them specifically. You should just go into a project, in my opinion, and go, oh, well, we'll just leave it depending on how much money we raise. That hurts how much money you're going to raise. And next, we have another one. It's Sedari Sakura by Seema Buckley. The first project. Her or him. It's an interesting, simple, flowery back design in pink. I guess it's based on this tree. Sedari Sakura, that's cool. In Kyoto. That's a tree in a park in Kyoto, Japan. That's a pretty cool tree, actually. Very interesting, unique. It's got to be pretty old. Back design is an adaptation of the Japanese kaimon, a family crest, modern design of a sakura flower. It's soft pastel pink. Very nice. Court cards are just standard modified colors, pinks and blues. And same with the faces. Jokers, some Japanese kanji or something like that. Yes, the kanji for sakura. I learned something from Power Rangers, what kanji is. And then the aces spades. It's an okay deck of cards, not overly exciting. Going to be printed by HOPC. If they get funded, and that's currently a big if. I'm not sure it's going to happen at this rate, especially launching a project at this point in time is a bit of an issue, I think, for most people. Launching a project at this point in time of the year, Christmas time, people are spending their money on gifts and other stuff. And pledging for a deck on Kickstarter, not at the top of everyone's priority list. Unless it's something amazing, which there has not really been a whole lot of that lately. Anyways, moving on. A couple other things to talk about. First of all, Brad Fulton has been teasing this on Instagram. A new green Ace Fulton's Casino. Actually, it kind of looks more like a green on gold back design. Pretty cool. It's nice to see Ace Fulton's back. I don't know if it's actually going to be a foil back design. We'll see, I guess. And then a couple new things I guess we'll talk about on Murphy's. First, I got the Sunset Camel playing cards, which I'm pretty sure we've looked at in the past. It's from Riffle Shuffle, designed by B Juicy. I remember this was on Kickstarter, and it did terribly. It failed. But apparently they decided, screw it, we're going to print it anyway. Crust B stock, 2,500 decks. They will go fast. No, they didn't even go on Kickstarter. The back design is, yeah, it's a camel back design with B Juicy on it. The Jokers have some kind of a map, I think it is. The cards, that's the Ace of Spades. How exciting. That's the nicest part about the whole deck. They've actually modified the chord cards. They're not just standard recolored chord cards. Not so I really like the colors they use for like the spades and the clubs. I'm assuming the hearts and diamonds is more of a yellow color. It's okay. I don't think I'm going to get it though. I think it's actually a one-way back design as well. And there's one other new one on Murphy's, which is the Hanya playing cards. This looks like it's by Sky Member Presents. Apparently it's not though. That's the tuck case. Okay. Haven't seen this before, so. And okay, so there's some gold foil on the back design, which is a creepy mask type thing. Reminds me of the demons from the Spider-Man game. And printed by Carter Monday, you can see the embossing. There's Pittis. It's pretty cool. Joker is ink stuff. Looks like a brush and like a tattoo. God, I don't even know. Ace of Spades is okay. It's by Damian O'Brien. And the chord cards are modified standard chord cards with faces of people. I have no idea who they are, except for I can recognize that that's frickin' Daniel Madison as the King of Diamonds. It's a follow-up to the Mandala playing cards he apparently done before. And apparently this is inspired by his own Hanya tattoo. Not sure what Hanya is. Okay, Hanya is a traditional Japanese mask. Very interesting. It apparently portrays the souls of women who have become demons due to obsession or jealousy. Really? Okay. Apparently there's a gaff card, gold foil on the tuck case. Goes the backs as well, printed by Carter Munde. Custom chord cards. I don't really call it custom, I just call that modified. Because it's just a standard chord card with a face they copy and pasted onto it. A bunch of people. Okay, there's different magicians, including Jeremy Griffith, Madison, Davian himself, and who knows who else. Not overly exciting. I don't know if I'm going to get this one. I think that's it for this week. A quick peek on PointCardDecks.com. Forget. Oh yes. Okay, well, I got a couple things to quickly peek at here. I see they've added a bunch of this stuff from Bokobo, like the Refraction, the Pinball, Meow, Starcat, Gentleman, Current. And by the way, this is what you see for wavy playing cards, which I mentioned, not in this video, in last week's video. I think it was last week's video. Wavy playing cards, what you see here on the back of the box, that's the back design. Yeah. No. The faces were an interesting idea. The back design could have been better. I've kind of looked at some of these other decks before in other videos, so we won't look at them again. You can check them out here on Bokobo.com. They're not overly exciting. The current point cards is one I might get. The Refraction one, I think, has no indexes, which is really a turn off. The Gentleman one, all the cards have the same color in the faces, which is a bit of a turn off for me. The Cat one, meow, no. It's not great. A couple things to look at here. First of all, Cyberpunk prototype, printed by MPC. It's an interesting back design, interesting faces. This is something by Playing Card Decks that I imagine will be coming to Kickstarter in the not too distant future. Only 7 currently in stock. If you want it, now's the time to get it. It's pretty interesting. Each suit apparently has different daying on it. It's a dystopian society where humans are mixed with machines and also physically plugged into something that we call the internet. So they plug into the internet. This sounds like it would make a good plot for Power Rangers. Speaking of which, we'll get into that right away. We got different gangs, clubs of a brotherhood, vestiges of the Rastafarian culture, the crazy guys. The Hearts of Pirates. Apparently they pirate, or they traffic oxygen supplies to Mars. The Diamonds are the Yazuka, not at all similar to Yakuza. I like that name though, Yazuka, that's cool. They are a bloody and silent elite unit. Nobody has seen them. They're an urban myth. They create unfortunate accidents. It's very interesting. It's an interesting story. And in the spades are the good boys. They're your best ally for whatever you might need. Art by Jamie Miza. Used by Will Royer. Smooth Ivory Finish by NBC. Only 125. Only 7 left apparently. So people are actually buying these prototypes for $20 or whatever he usually sells them for. So that's pretty interesting. If one shows up in my mailbox, I won't complain. Just saying. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about this one first. Water Margin playing card. This was on Kickstarter before. It's not bad. It's an interesting back design. It's like a Asian style bicycle taxi thing on the back design. You can get that to open or not. Custom pips. Very interesting, almost anime type court cards. Obviously Japanese inspired. Nice custom aces. Numbered stamp seal. Printed by USPC. Not bad. I know it's just on Kickstarter and I kind of passed on it. But it might be worth checking out. And lastly, Power Rangers. The Bicycle Mighty Morphin Power Rangers deck. The only official bicycle branded Power Rangers deck. There's been other USP produced bicycle, or USP produced Power Rangers decks in the past, which you can see reviews of on my channel. And let's look at it. Interesting artwork on the court cards. Looks like the red suits are Rangers. The black suits are villains. I think that's pretty cool. And they cover all 3 of the first seasons. The 6 Rangers and 6 of the main villains. The queens are the women. I think that was well done, well thought out. The number cards, fairly standard, just pips. No, there is a little background detail, almost like you can see right through the cards. Massive aces. And the logo, the lightning bolt from the logo for the Jokers. I think that makes sense too. The back design you see in the background here looks very nice. I like it. It's very interesting. It's well done. Lots of line work and detail. Looking forward to this one. I pre-ordered it in the backer kit for the last project, which was the Silver Gorilla deck. And it's available here. Decent price. $2,500 printed. I like it. Look forward to checking it out. And that is it for this week. Comment, rate, subscribe. We'll see you next time with more. Thanks for watching.